Hi everyone, welcome to my studio. This is Holly from Artistic Cutworks. Tonight we're going to talk about the ScanNCut software, the Canvas software, and we're going to talk a little bit about text. We've done the Silhouette Cameo text, we've done the Cricut text, and now we're going to do the ScanNCut, the Brother Canvas text. Now I'm just going to be honest with you here, it's not nearly as powerful as even the Cricut software, but it will get the job done for simple, quick text that you want to add to something. But again, if you want to do a lot of text things, you're probably going to want to get some more powerful software. I would recommend the Silhouette Studio software, the Business Edition, or SureCuts a lot. They're both very, very powerful in terms of what you can do with the lettering. So that said, let's go down to the software and I'll show you how to get text into your software and how to manipulate it so that you can add some text to some of your designs. So here we go. Okay, this is the Canvas workspace, and as you can see, it's even a little simpler in looks than the Cricut software. The text features are not that extensive. I was really kind of surprised to see that, but let's just go ahead. Here's the text icon. We're going to click that and click on the screen, and now we can type in our text. Let's pick a font first. So we have all of our fonts listed here in this menu here, and we also have them in a drop down, so whatever you're most comfortable with will work. Okay, let's just pick Beach Doodles, and I'm going to put my cursor right there, and let's just type wow, I don't like that at all. Let's pick a different font. Beach Doodles is not a good font for this. I have a lot of different fonts in here that I have purchased. So you may not see these in your software when you load it up. The software, Canvas, will see fonts that are loaded on your computer as TrueType fonts, and I believe OpenType fonts as well. That's the new standard format for fonts. So let's go ahead and type in, let's type in Summer Fun, since it's cold where everybody is, and you're probably looking for something to be a little cooler, or warmer actually. Warmer. Now it comes in as an outline, but it's easy to change that by just clicking over here on the letters, and let's go with maybe orange, and you can see that the font fills in. If you look very carefully, you can see that the font comes in with a black outline. That is default. It comes in with that black default. I'm not a fan of that. When I'm doing fonts for things, I really don't want an outline around them because I'm going to be cutting them. So to take that outline away, we're just going to click on this tool here and click on this funny grid that makes it transparent. Now there is no outline around it, and it's just the yellow to be cut. So at this point, this font doesn't touch. It's not meant to touch, so it's pretty much good to go. Your font properties are right here. You can either get to them here or up here and go into the various font properties here, offset lines and flip and resize. I find it easier just to click on this little square here, and you can get the different things for your fonts. Now if you have this checked, maintain aspect ratio, when you size this, it's going to size proportionately vertically and horizontally. If you uncheck that, now you can stretch it either way, and you can still do it proportionately. The resize button, you can actually put a size in here. So if you know that you want your font to be, it looks like we're in millimeters here. If you want your font to be 3 inches, you can go ahead and type in 75 for 3 inches, and it'll size it right to 3 inches for you. You can rotate, so you can turn your font a specific way if you would like, and you can flip it. So if you're doing heat transfer vinyl and you want to print this to go on a shirt, you cut heat transfer vinyl from the wrong side. So you would want to flip it so that it's backwards when it cuts, and when you flip it over and lay it down, it's frontwise. You can manually place the angle if you're good at math, and you can do that. That's awesome. I'm not good at math, and I like to be able to just swing things around to where I like them to be. Up here you have the various styles of the font. So right here we have regular, and now we have demi-bold, which is like a semi-bold. You can make it heavier, oblique, which is a fancy term for italic, demi-bold oblique, and bold oblique. So you can do those things with it, and that's pretty cool. Down here, if you have a font that overlaps, we can weld, and we're going to do that a little bit later. But for right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an offset on this and see if we can get these letters to thicken up a little bit more. So I'm going to say do an offset, and here's our spacing. I'm going to maybe make it 12. It's going to be outward. I'm going to choose that, and I'm going to say OK. And you can see how it put an outline around your font. Now this is really good for layering fonts. If you want to layer fonts, you can now select this and then go here and choose a color. So maybe something weird like green. And then right click, and here's the arrange button. You can send this to the back. And now your fonts are they're gonna cut so that one is on top of the other. Now what I'm really wondering is, can I go in here and say remove overlap? Let's see what happens if I remove overlap. Yes, it did. It cut the section out so that you don't have two layers of vinyl. That's kind of cool. Or you could just use this for your font, or this for your font, or put them back together after you cut them. So basically what you would do is you would take this one, oops, let's group them together, right click and group. You would cut this one, and then you would cut this one, and then lay them on top of each other. And you can use registration marks to make sure you get them lined up perfectly. So that's just a basic font and something very basic that you can do with that font. Okay, I'm just going to delete all of that, and let's do another one, and let's use a cursive font. So funny, I have some that are my favorites. Everybody does, I think. This is one of my, where is it? This is one of my all-time favorite fonts. Artisan. One of my all-time favorites. So, it's not really a cursive, but you can see that it's a little bit different than the other ones. And you can play with this and do the same types of things. Let's go grab another one. Maybe I can find a real cursive one, or what they call script. How about this one? And let's type it's cold outside, because it is cold outside here. It's 56 here. That's cold. We'll make it a color. Let's make it blue for cold. Now, if you notice, you can see that this font here, if I go to letter spacing, I'll go into my, come on, should be a letter space. Maybe not. Might have to do that manually. But if I stretch it out, you'll see that there's spaces, and like right here, you can see a line where the S and the I connect and where the E and the D connect, that's going to cut. That is going to cut. So you want to make sure that you do one thing to make sure that doesn't happen. What's going to happen here is that's going to cut right there. It's going to cut right there and right there. And then there's some other areas that it'll cut. So we want to stop it from doing that. And to do that, I also don't like the zooming tools in the software. They're clumsy. Okay, so to do this, what we're going to do is we're going to go down here and we're going to choose Weld. Now that should take care of that issue. And it did. If I make it really big, remember right here there was a line there, and right there was a line there. Now this will cut as one piece. 3 pieces actually, it's cold outside. But you won't have those extra little cuts in there. So that's what welding is for. Welding puts things together. It's kind of like the merge in embroidery software. Actually, it is actually like the merge in embroidery software. So that's how you would weld the lettering together. Now, to be perfectly honest with you, there isn't a lot more you can do in the software with the text feature. You can do, simple things like copy and paste, put it there, and flip it and do mirror images. You can do that, but you have to manually do it. If you want to curve text in this software, I would go to a shape, take a circle, and then you can place your text. You have to place your text letter by letter around here to make it curve. Or you could, in an art program, something like Corel Draw or Paint Shop or something like that, you could make your text where you have more flexibility, curve the text, and then scan it into the software using the scanning feature on the ScanNCut. That's what it does really well, and that's truly the strength of this software and Cutter is the scanning feature. So if you want to do something really fancy with your text, you're going to need to design it somewhere else and then either bring it in from that other software as a JPEG and trace it, or scan it using the scanner and scan it into your software. It's just not powerful. Again, it doesn't mean it's bad, it just means it isn't powerful. And you have other options. Let me see real quickly who all is here. Hi Peggy, hi Karen, Monica, Kathy, Joanne. Okay, here's a question. Is there audio with the video? Yeah, there is. You're not hearing me? Okay. Made me nervous there. Okay, glad you found it. Awesome. Made me nervous, but that's okay. I'm good. It's all good. It's all good. Hi from Utah. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Ina. Sarah. Good to see you all. Okay, I think Larry's coming in here to tell me I do have audio.
You do have audio.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so that's how I would do curved text in this software. Again, it's simple software, but it will do the job. You have all the alignment tools that you have with the other software. You have things to align the objects over here, left, center, right. You have space distributing for how much it's going to distribute between the spaces. You have some overlaps. You have an offset. And that's about it. That's about the power of the text in the software. I've watched tons and tons of videos on text in the software, and I wish I could tell you there's more, but there really just isn't. At this point, if anybody has any questions, I'll take a couple of questions, and then couple things I want to remind you of while you all type in questions for text. Make sure that when you're using a cursive font, before you cut it, make sure that you have done that weld. If you don't, as I said, it's going to cut in between these letters that it touches. Every time it touches another letter, it's going to cut it. And your fonts are not going to be together. Not grouping, you need to weld down here. I'm going to do it again so that y'all can see how I did it, because this is really important. It's really an important thing. I'm going to get a little bigger font if I can. Let's try this one. Okay, this one will work. Let's put a color to it again, because y'all know I like to work in color. And let's make it really big. Really big. You can see this one very, very well. On this one you can see, as you look at this, you can clearly see right here, it's going to cut here, it's going to cut here, it's going to cut, cut, cut. You don't want that to happen. You want it to cut as one nice piece. So what we're going to do is, we've got it selected, we've got our properties, this icon right here, we're going to click, I'm going to move this up so you can watch it. I'm going to click this icon right here, that's the weld icon. And you see all of those go away? All of them went away. So now this is going to cut beautifully as one piece. This is important in any of the softwares. If you're going to be doing fonts, lettering, phrases, sayings, t-shirts with sayings, any of that kind of stuff, you need to remember to weld your lettering in script. If it's not script, you don't have to worry about it. But if it's script, you need to weld your lettering. Let me say that again in Japanese. If you're going to be doing script lettering, script sayings, names, phrases, you need to weld the script letters together, or they're going to cut apart. Okay? I can't be more clear about that. And I know, about half of you are going to forget, and you're going to cut it and go, oh gosh, Holly told me to do that. And then the rest of you are going to remember and say, I'm glad Holly told me that. I'm like the first half of you. I was told to do that a long, long time ago, and I did, and I'm like, wow, what happened? So just take it from me. You want to weld your script letters together, any of them that touch, so that you get a nice, clean, precise cut. Okay? Okay.